Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we are live once again. Episode 43 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk, the realest show on MMA social media. A show where we talk real, we never lie, cheat, and steal. And folks, check this out, yeah. It's fight night. It's fight night, baby. And it's fight night. Man, I love saying that. Sounds so good. She. It's fight night, yo. UFC 258, headlined by the man himself, the UFC welterweight championship on the line. The man himself, the champ, Kamaru, the Nigerian nightmare, Usman, defends against Jorginho Gilbert Burns. It will be Kamaru Usman's attempt at a third title defense. It will be Gilbert Burns' attempt at extending his already impressive win streak to 8 fights. Now, folks, today, and you know what? I knew it was Black History Month, you know, and I always make it a priority of mine. You know, it's not really a priority, probably the wrong word to take it. I always look to give my respect and give my my way of paying tribute and my way of paying respect to the great African American people, not only mixed martial artists, not only combat sports athletes, but great African American figures in history. And I believe Theodore Long, WWE pro wrestling legend, Theodore Long said it best, that we say Black History Month, but it's not black, it's history. It's written, etched in every single moment in history, not just Black history. Every single moment in history is etched in there, man. Folks, and in lieu of that, and taking that into order consideration, today we chat to one of the best bantamweights in the world, a man who is really, you know, taken the big stage by storm at Bellator. 3-0 at Bellator. He is a 2-time NCAA Division II wrestling champion. He is on a roll right now, folks. And of course, we know Sergio Pettis is going to be the next challenger for Juan Archuleta's Bellator Bantamweight Championship. So I want to get this guy's thoughts, you know, and he's one of my boys. He's been on the show, folks, episode 14. He was on the show last time out. So 19 episodes later, folks, welcome back, Raufeon Stots. Super Raufeon Stots, I should say. Folks, and Raufeon will join us in around 25 minutes. If you're in Wisconsin, folks, 4 p.m., that would be, if you're here in the UK or any GMT thing, you know what I mean, like in Europe and that, is 10 p.m. So, folks, as we get into tonight, you know, UFC 258. Oh shit, y'all checking that shit out, yeah? Y'all checking that shit out. You checking out the lamp with the roses and that. Smell the roses, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You checking that out, right? MMA Reloaded merch, folks. The t-shirts are in stock, live and direct, full, folk, and funky to keep you lot looking cool and cushy, as we always aim to do with our fans, with the fans of mixed martial arts. Purchase your t-shirt, folks. Purchase your own MMA Reloaded shirt. If you want it engraved, folks, we are live on Facebook Messenger as well. So don't hesitate to contact us. Don't hesitate to go on MMAReloaded.co.uk. Go on eBay and search MMA Reloaded. Pick your poison and, you know, pick your poison, man, and join the revolution. That's how it's done, man. That's how this shit starts, you know what I mean? So, folks, before I get into that, we have a huge event, and I think Kamaru Usman did say on Instagram that UFC 258 tonight is being hugely, overlooked, and I think, folks, I think it's duly noted that them prelims, man. Some of those fights are these fights are absolutely unpredictable. They smell unpredictability. They smell like unpredictability. They taste like unpredictability. When you try to put your finger on them, you can't fucking do it because it is unpredictable. And that's why we love this sport. That's why we love mixed martial arts. That's why, man, it's like, it's like smelling your mama's cooking. Chase! Whoa! When UFC, when Bellator, when PFL, when One Championship, when Glory Kickboxing comes on my television, comes on UFC Fight Pass, I am there smelling my mama's cooking. So, folks, tonight, UFC 258 headline. I want to start off with the headliner, folks. Kamaru Usman takes on Gilbert Burns. Now, when we look at this fight here, folks, and you want to look at two men who really know each other. You know, we talk about fights between ex-teammates, and we will touch on this, folks, with Raufeon Stots in today's show. And I want to touch on the fact that Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns, ex-teammates going back to the Black Zillions days. And you want to talk about, you know, when you have ex-teammates fighting each other, you know, when you have ex-teammates fighting each other, it is, you know, it's so unpredictable. You wonder why, you know, they ex-teammates want to fight each other. You wonder what led to the fight actually being announced. You know, Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns apparently went over 200 rounds with each other sparring. You know, and you have to think that for Gilbert Burns, I think he chose to go after the welterweight championship. Not only has he earned it, but he knew that, you know what, this ain't a team sport. Not when championships are on the line. This is my point, right? When championships are on the line, yeah, teammates, teamwork, friendships, all that shit, it goes out the window because because if you're not in this sport to be a champion, to be the best, get the hell out. Get the hell out. You know, like Jerome Rivera, folks, renegade. You know what I mean? Yeah, one of the hungriest, most talented young fighters in the world. Yeah. And he came in, folks. He's taken 2 of his 3 UFC fights on short notice. All right. Yeah. The one he didn't take on short notice against Francisco Figueiredo, I believe he beat Francisco Figueiredo 2 rounds to 1. But you know, who am I to really say anything? You know, I'm not a UFC spectator yet. So yeah, man, in my opinion, people can learn from Jerome Rivera because they can learn the hunger. They can learn that you gotta take the opportunity that you get on the big stage, take it by the horns and hump it into submission. That's the only way, man. That's the only way you can do this stuff. You know, you have to put in the work. And folks, I think this is what's led to this championship fight between Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, because Gilbert wants to be the champ. Gilbert wants to be the best. And I think that's why he has, he has split from Kamaru Usman as a teammate, yeah, to be the best, to be a champion. He said, brother, as long as I'm your teammate and you're the champ, yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to fight you. And that's what, I bet you a pound to a pinch of shit, that's what is exactly going into Gilbert Burns' mind, you know. And I think this is what really takes the cake, folks, you know, is when you get 2 teammates. We've seen it before with TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt, the whole thing with the Ultimate Fighter, when TJ and Cody coached the Ultimate Fighter together. We saw it then. You know, you see it with Rashad Evans and John Jones. You've seen it with, Travis. I can't say Travis Brown, Andre Arlovsky. Yeah, man. Yeah, those are prime examples, right there. Those are prime examples, man. We've seen it. John Jones, Rashad Evans. The friendship turned to bitterness, competitiveness turned into a bitter rivalry. And then you got TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt, how that unfolded. I think here we got mutual respect. We do have mutual respect, folks. You know what I mean? And I do believe that Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman respect each other as fighters. And why wouldn't they? Two of the best, you know? And you have to believe that going into this championship fight, Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman are going to bring their A game. And only one fighter takes all the gold, and one fighter uses them bus tokens to get home. So, having said that, you move down. And another fight I want to talk about, folks, is Kelvin Gastelum versus Ian Heinisch. Now, bro, Ian Heinisch is only coming, I think, yeah, if I am not wrong. Folks, let's just find it. Part of the breakdown. Of course, a breakdown available on UFC, on MMA Reloaded Instagram. So, folks, with Ian Heinisch, Kelvin Gastelum, Ian Heinisch, folks, is 6-2 in his last 8 fights. 6-2 in his last 8 fights, you know. And he's got all the potential. A former top 10 middleweight after he beat Derek Brunson. And for Kelvin Gastelum, folks, wow, man. From being a man to fight Israel Adesanya in what was perhaps fight of the year that year, man, for the interim middleweight championship, to losing 3 fights in a row. Kelvin Gastelum's had a tough run. He's had a tough ride as of late, man. You know, and now he's taken some time off, 7 months off. He believes that tonight he can, he can get back to where he was. And I want to see Kelvin get back to where he was, you know, bro. I don't like all this bullshit where, you know, I see a guy like Kelvin Gastelum, so talented, so good, you know, 3-fight losing streak. He needed to put in the fucking work in this camp to get the most out of the fight tonight. I think Ian Heinisch is no joke at all. Ian Heinisch could knock Kelvin Gastelum out, folks. Yeah, let's not forget. Ian Heinisch is famous for that Muay Thai that kills, that punching power, excellent speed and timing. I think what we see from Kelvin Gastelum, folks, is improvement. We've seen him evolve. We've seen his boxing evolve. We've seen his wrestling, you know, take center stage in most of his performances. And I love watching Kelvin Gastelum fight. I love watching Ian Heinisch. I think this is going to be a great motherfucking fight, folks. And before we get on to the other fight, folks, to watch out for, I will invite Raufeon Stots to the show. So hold your ass while I do this. Also, folks, welcome back. Of course, we have to do the particulars as we always do. Um, Also, as you know, as the event goes on, main event, Gilbert Burns with Kamaru Usman, Kelvin Gastelum and Heinisch. You also got the return of Macy Barber against Alexa Grasso, folks. I think, for, as of late, the women's fights have been criticized for not being action packed or not having enough to them. Enough competition or enough to it. Back and forth or something like that. I think tonight Macy Barber and Alexa Grasso are going to prove a lot of haters wrong. I think they're going to prove that this could potentially be a show stealer, folks. These two women don't play around. I'll tell you that. Alexa Grasso is scrappy. She's technical, fantastic Muay Thai, excellent on the ground. Alexa Grasso has been training at Sequence Jiu-Jitsu as well with my boys, Johnny Munoz and Superglue Alam Martinez. So she's going to improve that grind, that scrappy technique. Her hands have always been great. She's always been tough as hell. And I think she has that potential now that she's a little bit older from when she made her UFC debut against Felice Herrig. She's a little bit older. She knows a lot more. Her experiences, win or lose. And I think now the same goes for Macy Barber after she lost to Roxanne Modafferi, ending such an impressive run. Such an impressive run, bro. She has shown such maturity inside the cage. Of course, she had that little hype train going on and it got ended by Roxanne. But Macy Barber, folks, at 22 years old, I think has one of the brightest futures in women's mixed martial arts, man. I think she can, along with girls like Miranda Maverick, I think Macy Barber's up there with the future UFC champion. I do honestly believe that tonight we're going to see action in that one, man. We're going to see fast paces. We're going to see aggression back and forth. The question is, will Macy Barber keep it on the feet? Will she use her ground game? Both women are very proficient submission artists. So there's a lot to be said for that fight, folks. And then, up next after that, the one I would love to look out for, Belal Mohammed versus Diego Lima. A lot of fans sleep on Diego Lima because because he was so dominant on the Ultimate Fighter. Then in the finale, he choked and got knocked out by Eddie Gordon. I do think that Diego Lima is one of the most talented young men, one of those talented guys in the sport. Of course, his brother Douglas Lima, there's huge shoes to fill, but he shouldn't be looking at who his brother is. He should be, making his own name. He makes his 10th UFC appearance, folks. Tonight he's had some good wins. He's fought some real tough guys, man. And when you fight tough guys, and I think, I want to just touch on this. When a talented guy outside the UFC comes in the UFC and, gets thrown to the wolves early, and meets a battle-tested veteran or meets another guy with a hype train to him, but a bit more fights, or meets a guy who's, held more championships than him, you kind of get to see where they're at right now, if they're ready for the big stage, the heart they show, the resiliency they show, the toughness they show, the experience they gain after the fight. And I think for Diego Lima, folks, I think he is one of the toughest guys, you know what I mean? And of course, that Lima spirit, Douglas Lima, of course, former long-time welterweight champion of Bellator. Diego Lima's been a Titan FC champion. I think he knows that tonight against Belal Mohammed, he has a chance to be a top 15 welterweight. And if he does, man, welcome Diego Lima. You know what I mean? I think when when these talented guys outside the UFC come in the UFC, have a few fights, go back to where they were before at Legacy or Cage Fury, wherever they were, and sort of assess that sort of situation that, I'm gonna keep fighting in Legacy or Cage Fury or wherever, build my experience, come back to the UFC, get my opportunity back, yeah, and that's how they gain experience. You know what I mean? That's what Diego Lima's done. He's gone into different promotions, Titan FC, and he's basically dominant. He's basically racked up wins. He's been consistent. He's had that roller coaster ride. It's all part of the experience. No matter how old you get, how many fights you have, wins and losses are always a learning curve. You know what I mean, folks? We're about 5 minutes away, folks, from Raufeon Stots joining us here for episode 43 of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. Join us tomorrow as well for episode 44, man. Episode 44, shit. And for episode 44, we chat with the warrior, Colombian warrior, Danny Chavez. Danny, of course, will be in action at UFC Vegas 19. You know what I mean, folks? And it's a damn pleasure, man. It's going to be a real pleasure to chat to that guy. You know what I mean? To chat, man. Adding to a list of Latin fighters that I love to speak to. Putting Johnny Munoz and Alan Martinez in that equation. But yeah, folks, and then Diego Lima goes with Belal Mohammed. Belal, folks, I'll tell you what, he has that ability, that potential to go top 10. No doubt about it. Top 10 Belal Mohammed, that's what we want, man. I think when you see how Belal Mohammed has evolved in the UFC, his gritty and aggressive technique when he first started out has now turned into timing. He's more of a predator inside the cage. Still has that hunger and intensity, that aggression inside him, and he does display that where he needs to. But fantastic though, man. He's polished and evolved his style so well. His wrestling is on point. Training at Rufus Sport, his striking gets better and better every day, every fight. Belal Mohammed, it's been a long time since we've seen Belal, man, and hopefully, it's going to be a great fight, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. These two guys can go either in the pocket, or it could be a real technical fight, timing on Diego Lima's part, or trying to get inside on Belal Mohammed's part. And then, folks, apart from that, you got my boy, you got Ricky Simone against Brian Kelleher. That is another fight that I'm looking forward to seeing. Ricky Simone, after dominating Gaetano Perillo in his last fight, he called out Brian Kelleher, man, and Brian's been one of the most entertaining guys I love to watch on Twitter. But he's literally, one of these two guys, folks. Yeah, I guarantee you, no one is going to make it out of this fight. I guarantee you, it's not going to go to a decision, and I would hate to see it go to a decision, because I love these two, man. I love watching these two fight. These two guys, folks, are going to go grind. They're going to clinch. They're going to tie up. There's going to be loads of exchanges, wrestling exchanges, takedowns, takedown defense, sprawl and brawl. Both of these men are hungry, fast-paced. They love to get in, finish, and get out. Ricky Simone, a bit more flamboyant. He loves to use his power, loves to use his speed, and loves to display it all while he's in there. He doesn't like to leave anything to chance. He loves to display every single bit of his ability, of his versatility in the cage, and that's what makes Ricky Simone so special. Against Gaetano Perillo, it was a wrestling clinic. He used his power up, and then he brought him down. Got him up, brought him down. Gaetano stood up, brought him down again. Ricky Simone versus Brian Keller, folks, is going to be power versus power, speed versus speed. You know, Brian's a bit more of a battle-tested vet. Ricky's he's a young veteran. He knows what he's doing in there. I think this is going to be a damn fight of the night. This could be definitely fight of the night contention right there, folks. So we are waiting for man right here, waiting for Raufeon Stots to come out. Hopefully he comes through soon. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is it right here. Hopefully man come through. But yeah, folks. Also tonight we got my boy. We got Gabriel Green on the show, man. We got Gabriel Green, bro. UFC 258. I love this fight for Gabriel. Folks, for those of you who don't know Gabriel Green, California native, straight out of Downey, California. He's been on the show, folks, 3 times. Of course, just came on a couple of episodes ago, episode 41. Gabriel Green came on, folks. So, I love Gabe. You know, he's my boy. I think for those of you who don't know how Gabriel fights, you're missing out on something, man. Check out CXF, a California-based promotion, and check out what he's all about, man. He is an absolute savage once he gets in a fence. He is, he loves to get in there, knock guys out. Great Muay Thai. He can pull out some dynamic shit sometimes as well, folks. So, watch out for that one, man. Definitely watch out for Gabriel Green tonight, folks. He fights Fresh Prince, Philip Rowe, and hopefully, yeah. No disrespect to Philip Rowe. I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I hope Gabriel takes it tonight, man. My boy. Yeah, no doubt about it. He deserves it, man. He took a fight with Daniel Rodriguez on 4 days' notice. Yeah. I mean, if he can do that and he can take Daniel Rodriguez to a decision, I'd love to see what he can do tonight, folks. No doubt about that. So, there is Raufeon Stots. So, folks, we're going to just chase that shit up. Folks, Raufeon's coming down. So, yeah, man. So tonight is going to be a great night of fights. Definitely. But those are the fights I'm looking forward to. The main event, Macy Barber, Alexa Grasso, Kelvin Gastelum, Ian Heinisch, Ricky Simone, Brian Keller, and Bilal Mohammed, Diego Lima. Folks, it is, and of course, touching on the issue of Black History Month, why is there so much hate? You know what I mean? Why is there so much racism in sport? It doesn't make sense. Honestly. It just proves that people are haters, people are bastards, and being a British Asian being a British Asian citizen. I am being a British citizen of Asian descent, so you know, I know what it feels. You know, I know how it feels, but you know what I mean, folks. There is no need. There is no need for racism. There's no need for all this bullshit, all this hate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just get on with your life and just get on with your own life, man. Um, you know, love each other, love who you love. You know, like who you like, dislike who you dislike. Don't really matter. But racism, it's not cool, man. You know what I mean, folks. As you know, Black History Month this month, and I would like to, you know, just take the time to sort of acknowledge all the great African combat sports athletes that we've seen over the years, from Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, um, from you know, now in the UFC, you know, Maurice Smith, Patrick Smith. We've seen so many. Art Jimmerson, one boxing glove. Um, you know, to now Tyron Woodley, Israel Adesanya, Daniel Cormier. You know, Aljamain Sterling now in there. You know, Leon Edwards, Fabian Edwards, Floyd Mayweather. You know, so many black athletes have conquered combat sports. You know, and they may not realize it at the time. Like you know, when Jermaine Durandamy won the UFC women's featherweight championship, folks, but she didn't fight anymore at women's featherweight because of Amanda Nunes, because of Chris Cyborg. But when she won the women's featherweight title, I bet you we didn't know that she would be the first woman, you know, to win a championship. You know what I mean? To be the first black woman to win a UFC championship and the first black woman to headline a UFC event. I bet you she didn't realize that at the time. Definitely, I think there are so many history making moments, and a lot of them do involve black athletes, and a lot of them do involve African American combat sport athletes. You know, that I think they're some of the most spectacular athletes in the world today, man. Any sport, you know, in the NFL, I think they shine. Yeah, in the NBA, they shine. You know, in life, they shine, man. You know, it's just the way it is right now. As time continues to grow, respect also continues to grow, in my opinion. You still get the racism, you know, and hence the Black Lives Matter protests. But in my opinion, folks, yeah, I will always have that respect. I always, you know, I always love uh, any race, man. I don't care, you know, and that's just the way that is. So, folks, hopefully Raufeon comes down. Yeah. So, still one set. Well, So, folks, whilst we wait for Raufeon Stots to come through, I hope, he's probably training out right now. You know what I mean? You know how they do it right there, Rufus Sport, man. But yeah, folks, it's live. We're live tonight, episode 43. I thank you all for joining me here. MMA Reloaded, Real Talk, the realest show in MMA social media. And folks, of course, Bellator have announced the Grand Prix tournament, like heavyweight, coming through. And I have to say, folks, they put Anthony Rumble Johnson against Yoel Romero in the first round. You got Vadim Nemkov in there too, against the newcomer. You also have Ryan Bader, and I think no. So you have Vadim Nemkov, folks, fighting Phil Davis. I don't know who Ryan Bader is fighting, folks. I know that Corey Anderson is fighting the newcomer. I don't know who Ryan Bader is fighting, folks. I think I did post it up. You can check it out on MMA Reloaded Instagram. But it's a great tournament. It looks like such a great tournament, and I think what we're going to see right now is for Bellator in this tournament is, a lot of fans are interested and they're speculating to see what Anthony Rumble Johnson and Yoel Romero bring to the table. They're interested in speculating to see what will happen when Corey Anderson, if Corey Anderson can combat, his former UFC rivals in Yoel and Anthony Johnson. If Ryan Bader and Vadim Nemkov can outshine the new signings. You never know, man. You never know with these tournaments, and especially one as star-studded as this, man. It looks great. The tournament looks like it's on real shape, real tip-top things. Of course, Sergio Pettis is the new Bellator Bantamweight number one contender. He will take on Juan Archuleta May the 7th. And Patricio Pitbull will defend the Bellator Featherweight Championship against Emmanuel Matador Sanchez for the Bellator Featherweight Championship, and he will defend that on April the 2nd, I believe. Folks, when we look at the Bellator divisions, right, I think I see it improving more and more and more and more. I see them home-growing a lot of talent in those lighter weight divisions. I think as the weight divisions go up, you see a lot of former UFC guys, guys that we've recognized, a lot of veterans, still looking for the opportunity. And it's cool to see that, man. It's cool to see guys that I used to know and guys that I like coming to Bellator and still have that hunger to win championship gold. But then there's also, I'm also a big fan of MMA promotions or any promotion, any sport, like pro wrestling, really just grow their own talent, grow their own crop of talent, sign new guys, guys I've never heard of. That's what creates real anticipation in this sport, mixed martial arts. In any combat sport, that's what creates real anticipation, man. And so hopefully, folks, Bellator is for all UK fans. Also, Bellator is live and direct on BBC iPlayer. Yeah, folks. So all your Bellator actions on BBC iPlayer. I know people are wondering, and people always ask, where can I watch Bellator MMA? Well, folks, now BBC iPlayer people and the fans in the UK don't have to pay for it. You just need to register for it, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah, you'll be all right for that one, man. So, folks, hopefully, Raufeon Stots will be coming down. Oh, shit. Don't know where Raufeon is, bro, at the moment. So, he's probably training out, no doubt about that. Yep. Ah, dang. I hate it when, I don't know, man. Like, I know they're fighters, folks, and fighters have the busiest schedules, even on weekends, but that's why you sort of, arrange it and organize it. You never know, man. Anything can happen. It's just the way it is sometimes. But hopefully Raufeon joins us soon. Yeah, folks. And yeah, man, Bellator, I don't know, man. You see a lot of talent in Bellator, talent that used to be in the UFC, but now, since coming to Bellator, have really grown into their own. Corey Anderson, in my opinion, I don't know why he left the UFC. Maybe he knew he couldn't beat Jan Blachowicz, so he couldn't beat the likes of, Jan or Dominic Reyes, the guys he probably needed to beat after, um, oh man, who's the guy he knocked out? Uh, yeah. Yeah, folks, I mean, after knocking out Johnny Walker, yeah, you kind of knew that Corey Anderson was going to face Jan Blachowicz, and then if he beaten Jan, he would have faced Dominic Reyes for the belt, probably. You know what I mean? Bro, if shit gets tough, yeah, there's no point in quitting and going to another promotion. You'll be starting from scratch, And man said that he was treated disrespectfully, and he said that he wasn't given a fair shot. I think it's bullshit. I think the UFC gave him all the fair shots in the world, man. It's up to the fighter though to capitalize on it. I think he was capitalizing on it until that Jan Blachowicz fight, but it happens. You want to get cocky, you want to get confident, you want to think that you deserve it and you deserve this and you deserve that. But when you face the real competition, you'll learn real quick, man, that you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it until you beat until you beat the real fighters, until you face that real competition. Ain't no doubt about that, and that's how I feel about the UFC welterweight division as well. I feel like the UFC welterweight division is like that, man. Leon Edwards is calling out, Leon Edwards calls out everybody. He called out everybody. Called out Wonder Boy. He called out Nate Diaz. He called out Colby Covington. Called out Tyron Woodley. Called out Jorge Masvidal. But, folks, he does get Colby Covington. Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards is in the making, And I love that fight because it's one that I don't think people sort of speculated or people wanted to happen. But it's one that, I'm kind of interested to see, man. Two badass dudes, still got the attitude. The attitude and the swagger will still be there in that fight, folks. Ain't no doubt about that. I think a lot of people wanted to see Jorge Masvidal versus Colby Covington. That would have put, in my opinion, Leon Edwards versus Wonderboy Thompson. And I like Michael Chiesa against Jorge. I like Michael Chiesa against... dang, where does that put Michael Chiesa? Oh, if you fucking Michael Chiesa against RDA 2, something like that. Yeah, man, I was kind of struggling, you know what I mean, folks? Because you got Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns tonight. I think the winner of that will take on Jorge Masvidal. Will take on the winner of Masvidal and Covington next, or Covington and Leon Edwards next. Masvidal, folks, you can put Masvidal against Michael Chiesa. I think Michael Chiesa's done enough to deserve it. Wonder Boy, where do you put Wonder Boy Thompson, folks? I like Wonder Boy Thompson against Leon Edwards. I like Wonder Boy against Colby Covington even. I think a lot of possibilities, folks, at welterweight, and I think it's impossible not to make everyone happy. In that division, I think the matchups are sort of written itself. But yeah, folks, hopefully I can get in touch with Raufeon Stots. So, oh wow, folks! Breaking news! Breaking news, folks! Gillian Robertson and Miranda Maverick. That fight has now been cancelled. The UFC 258 card takes another last-minute hit. Wow, man! First it was Bobby Green and Jim Miller. Now Robertson and Maverick. Man, Jesus Christ. Folks, we're still trying to get there with Raufeon Stots. Hopefully we can. If not, folks, then we will catch up with him hopefully in the next couple of episodes soon. But yeah, folks, I know I respect the life of a fighter. I always love doing these podcasts and doing these shows with these guys, and the fact that they even come back to my DMs, it it shows that I'm doing something right. It shows that MMA Reloaded is going up, and will always go up. You know what I mean? Yeah, always expand, always contract, and always continue to sit and interview the best fighters in the world of mixed martial arts, bro. Just gotta sort of shit out. Fucking technology, man. Fucking technology. Folks, I don't know where Raufeon Stots is. Dang, it's shit. Oh wow, Gillian Robertson, folks. She woke up with chills and vomiting this morning. Dang. You never know, man. You never know with this sport. And we saw the same thing, folks, with Ricky Simone. No, not Ricky Simone. Sorry, folks. We saw the same thing with Bobby Green, folks, where Bobby pulled out because he collapsed backstage after his weight cut. Folks, and if this is to wrap the show up, I'll wrap it up right now. When you see fighters, when you see mixed martial artists, when you see boxers, when you see American football players, when you see NBA, when you see the NHL, when you see it all, man, it doesn't matter what sport, any physically demanding sport, even professional wrestling. When you see it, one of the harsh realities, I guess you could say, is the injury, is the injuries. And you want to come into the sport, in your prime, in your early to mid 20s, maybe even before that, in your late teens, You want to high fly. You want to try and be as dynamic and as stand out as you can be from the rest. But the harsh reality is one false shot, and your career could be over, man. Your knee could be out. Your neck could be broken, like what Owen Hart did to Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1997, or what or NFL, quarterbacks taking sacks, or anything like that. You got MMA, a guy, fighters taking hellacious amounts of punishment, getting there, too many punches to the head, ground and pound, probably thinking about their own safety. You got boxers, boxers take punishment, as fights go on, and I think this is why a lot of boxers are training their footwork a lot more now, and they're training, their elusiveness and their, and different strategies, different ways to move and pop a jab and pop a combination off. I think what boxers do and what fighters do, what athletes do nowadays, in this era of sport, is so well respected, and I will always respect. I will always respect the great athletes of any sport, but mixed martial arts, folks, I have to say, when it comes to mixed martial arts, Frankie Edgar spoke about his experience, folks, after his fight with Corey Sandhagen, and he got knocked out in 26 seconds. How he couldn't remember anything, until he got into the ambulance, and where it all started coming back to him. I think, and then you see guys like Spencer Fisher, who are feeling the effects of the aftermath of fighting. I think when we see things like that, folks, it's not great. It's not great to see at all. But it's the harsh reality of sport. It's the harsh reality of this career and the path that they chose. Folks, tonight was supposed to be episode 43 with Raufeon Stots, but I'm glad I could come on the show right now and lay some knowledge down. I'm glad I could really, do the one-on-one thing, It's been a while since we've done the one-on-one thing, folks. And on a personal note, I don't know. I don't want to throw salt. I never want to throw salt, at anything, anybody, any page, anything. I respect all the pages out there. I respect what they do. But personally, folks, with fans and stuff like that, I think pages that have 10,000 followers or 100,000 followers aren't exactly just because they have those many followers, it doesn't make them better than the pages that only have 200 followers or 300 followers, 400 followers. Thousands of followers doesn't mean that you've got the best page out there. It just means that you've been around long enough to make that for yourself, But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best page. The reason why I say that, folks, is 2020 was quite a good year for us. I created my own merchandise, my own website, and these shirts, folks, are a pride and the result of hard work. And look at the design. Look at that. Look at that design. It looks badass, boy. Yeah, and not only that, it looks casual. It looks smart. It looks sexy. It looks like you got attitude. MMA Reloaded, man. Always growing. We've been growing for 7 years now, folks. And through all that time, it's been a pleasure. it's been a pleasure, and it still is a pleasure. 7 years, another 70 years, I will still be doing what I do, man. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you all stay safe, and I hope you all stay blessed. Oh yeah, and enjoy the fights tonight, folks. Right? Main thing. Enjoy the fights. Grab your drink, grab your tequila, grab it all out. You know what I'm saying?